computer. So I guess we're going to start this lovely webinar on budget. And on this note, I will leave Nesrine explain a little bit more about keeping a budget.
Thank you. Thank you. So my name is Nesrine. Excuse my English, I'm more French. So I'm budget counselor at Ebu Center for the past 3 years, and I'm very, very proud working at Ebu supporting the clients. So for today, we will talk about the budget. So I wanted to thank you for joining us. So I will talk about Ebu Center, the services we offer, and then we will talk about money and budget. So Ebu Center is a nonprofit organization serving the community since 1979. And right now we are a team for about 10 employees, and we have the support of a lot of volunteers helping us. So for our services, we're helping with budget counseling, income tax programs, and financial education. So for the financial education, we offer workshops in demand as today. We talk about budgeting, debt management, income tax, and credit, and other thematics. Also for the income tax program, we file the taxes for low-income families for it's a free service. We can do the taxes for the current year, and we can do it for up to 10 years late for people who are late filing their taxes. We can go over 10 years. And for this program, we have the support of our volunteers. What we can do too, we can talk to CRA on behalf of the name of the client, helping them to make some, to negotiate a plan to pay and to have some slips or to apply for some benefits. So the other service is the budget counseling. And in budget counseling, it's one-to-one meeting with the client. We help the client working on the budget. We can talk about the debt, about the credit, and it's completely free and confidential. It's open-ended support with the client, and it's an impartial advice service. And we have another program. It's a micro-loan program with Desjardins. The application for the microloan go through the budget counseling. So the client sits with the budget counselor, work on the budget, and see if he's eligible for the program or no. If so, it's a free microloan. There is no interest on it. The term of reimbursement is up to 12 months, and the maximum amount for the microloan is $800. So today, our goal, I'm here to talk and to explain you how to effectively manage and control the money you have. So before talking about the budget, we will talk about money. And I will ask you a question. So what do you think money is? So someone could talk.
Something we can use to buy other stuff.
Yeah, so sometimes we hear money is very stressful, money, we don't have money, how to earn money, where to, if I have money, I don't have problems in my life. So we said that money is just a tool. So money influences how we feel about ourselves to others. Money is not the answer, but gaining the control of the money is the answer. So we saw a lot of wealthy people coming to Ebu Center with debt issues, they didn't know how to control the money they have. So they spend a lot of money because they thought that they are wealthy, so they have a lot of money, so they spend. But then they didn't know how to control the money they have. They didn't know when they stop spending and thinking to manage and control the money. So managing the money is a skill that could be learned, but as most of skills, it requires practice to be successful. So we have to know the skill, and then we have to practice it. So if you don't use it, you lose it. So even those with a lot of money could have problems if they don't manage the money they have. So managing the money is adopting a budget. So how to manage the money? We have to adopt a budget. So now, what's the budget? So it's a frequent questions, and sometimes people said that I'm not using a budget. Sometimes people use the budget, but they don't know how to use the budget. So we ask a lot of times this question to the clients, and the numbers of answers that we get, I'm not good with the numbers. I don't earn enough to make a budget. So writing down all my expenses, no, it's very hard for me. Sometimes some clients said, I'm afraid to know how much I'm spending each month, or it takes a lot of time to do a budget. And others said, knowing that my budget will put me a limit for spending, or it doesn't work for me, it will not change anything for me, it's boring to do, I don't need a budget in my life. But we said that the budget is the tool to get back or to stay on your feet financially. It's a way to keep track of your money. It's a tool that tells you how much money you have, how much you need, and what you spend your money on. A plan to help you managing your money and to plan for the future. So adopting a budget in your life is the way to accomplish your personal goals. So it's a plan to go from A to B. We need to have the motivation and to work on the budget, adopt the budget. So the budget, what's really the budget? So it's the summary of the income. So by income, I mean how much money comes in, and the expenses. So how much money goes out over a certain period of time. So the budget helps to plan where you are today and where you want to be tomorrow. So by income, it's all the resources you have, and the expenses, it's your lifestyle. So my expenses depends on my lifestyle. So your expenses depend on your lifestyle. And the balance, it's what's my goals, what's my projects. So adopting a budget lets you take the control of your finance and feel more confident. You will be more aware of what you spend your money on, and you will be able to pay your bills on time and then avoid the last fees. So you will be able to reduce and pay your debt, and you will be able to reduce your stress and make better the quality of your life. So you could too have a good credit paying your bills. So why I'm paying my bills, because I have my budget. So now the question is how to do a budget. Is it easy? It's not easy for someone who never did a budget, but it's easy to learn. So there is 4 steps. The first one is to draw the list of all the income I have, or the resources I have after taxes. So the amount that enter in my bank account. So the second step is draw the other list of all the expenses, and we have to do the expenses, the fixed ones and the flexible ones. So even I have to think about a birthday gift for my husband in next February, I have to put it in my budget, in my annual budget. Even for the Christmas gift that comes on December, I have to think about it when I plan my annual budget. Then I will save the amount monthly to have the total amount, the goal that I want to have on December. So the third step is to figure out the difference. So we will see if my incomes cover all my expenses. And the first step is to track your expenses. So after planning the budget, we have to manage then the budget. So we have to sit each month and track all the expenses I did. I have to cut what's not needed. And I have to define the goals. What will be my goal for next week? What will be my goal for next month? And we have to fix some goals to be realistic in our goals. So to keep the motivation that we have. So now I will show you the budget. So at Ebu Center, we have a lot of kind of budgets. It depends on the situation of the client and when we will work with the client. But when we plan for the annual budget, so we have all the resources, could be employment income, could be employment insurance, could be social assistance, pension, or DSP, so all the income we have. We could add in the income the benefits that we received from the government when we do our taxes at the GST, the Trillium, and the Climate Action Incentive. So for people who have children, we can add the Canadian Child Tax benefits as income. And then we will go over all the expenses, the lifestyle, so the housing, the communication, the food, the transportation, the clothing, personal care, entertainment. And then we have to add in our budget all our liabilities. So the loans we have, if we have to pay income tax, and the last part is our projects. So I'm planning to save $20 a month. I'm planning to save, I want to go on vacation next year and I will need $500. So I will make the calculation and I will see how much I have to spend. So then we will draw also the list of our financial statement, and here we will go over all the assets I have. If I have a property, if I have a car, if I have a saving account, if I have an RRSP, and then we will go over all the debts, so the liabilities. If I have some loans, if I'm late with the property tax, if I'm late with the rent, if I'm late with the hydro. So the budget counselor will see. So if you're late with the rent, we can refer you for some programs who could help paying the rent you have. If you're late with the hydro or the gas, we can refer you for some time. So it will be some money that you can save too. And then we have the list of the goals and the projects. So short term, medium term, and long term for the goals and the projects. So how much I will need for my goal. So I want to go on vacation. So next year, when it's next year. So it's a medium term. So so the name of the goal is vacation. And then how much I need, so 500. And then when, so next year, and we will add this goal in the budget to have the 500 in 1 year to attain my goal. So the question is, do I have enough to make ends meet? So let's just sit with a budget counselor and we will work on your budget. We will put the amounts on the budget and see the situation. We have a lot of tips that I can share with you. So we have to plan in advance. We have to track the expenses, update the budget when the situation changes, because life is situation changing every time. So we have to be able to adapt to the different situation and to update the budget. Make it as simple as possible. Be positive when we have to be confident, positive to work on the budget. If we start now, it's not for me, you will never have the control of your finance. So we have to include the debt and the saving in the budget. The paycheck plan, I recommend you to look for support. If you don't have the skill, so you're able to learn it, just ask for the support and be patient, because you will need to keep the motivation. So this is why we recommend to have small goals, and then we can add another goal, and then we can add another, but starting just with small ones. So, and what do you, if you are in trouble? So look at your expenses and prioritize. So we have to prioritize what's really needs as expense and what's more wants that I can cut. What if I cut it, I cannot survive. It's really needed as food, or so other expenses. Maybe it's just wants. I want to have the whole plan with Bell to cover my cable, my internet, and my cell phone, and I pay about $250 a month. So I can just change the plan and maybe cut some expenses and save the money for other expenses that they are more important for me. See if you can get the same goods at a lower price. Make the necessary cuts, and to be realistic, having the goals. So before I finish, I will just see that managing the money is having the control. So give yourself the quality of life you deserve. So, and now I will share just with you my contact. So my email, my phone number and extension number, and the contact of the reception and our address. And all the team at Ebu Center will be more than happy to sit and work with each one on the budget. And we can do it anytime you want. And I want just to thank you, to thank you. And if you have any question, you're very welcome.
Thank you so much, Nesrine.
You're very welcome.
That was really interesting. So if ever you have questions for Nesrine right now, you can either open your mic or you can type it in the chat. And if not, I will ask Madeleine. I'll stop the sharing, Nesrine. Here it is. No, yeah. That's fine. I did it. So now, Madeleine, I will invite you to turn on your microphone. Oh, you see, we have a question here. Will you send us copies of the presentation, Nesrine? Are you willing to send me the presentation so I can send it to everybody?
Yes, sure. I will send it to you by tomorrow.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
And Madeleine, the same thing for you. You're going to be able to share the presentation. I can send it to everybody who came to the webinar.
Okay, just one moment.
So Madeleine is an outreach worker working for Maison Intelligent House. As you may know, we work with women victims of violence throughout the counties of SDG and Prescott-Russell. And we offer lots of services, but one of them is to help our clients with the budget. So now Madeleine is going to explain a little bit more of what we're doing at Maison Intelligent concerning budget. Madeleine?
Thank you, Marie-Pierre. My name is Madeleine, as Marie-Pierre said. So what do we do at Maison Intelligent How to help our clients? We do have many services, and programs such as safety plan, need assessment, short-term individual counseling, accompaniment to the judicial process, advocacy on behalf of women and their dependents, information about right options and services offered, development of a transition plan, help to find safe and affordable housing, help with budgets, of course, and source of income, running return to work or study option. We also help them with the tribunal staff. We refer them to the community services and programs. We also have groups, workshop, presentation, shelter, crisis line, and safe at-home chat and text platform, hand-in-hand network, where we have volunteers who help with transportation, childcare, boutique, and etc. So one of our services is budgeting, like helping people with our client with budgeting. So we have some tips and tricks. So we're going to go through some tips. So helping our client with budgeting, we will review the budget of the client by providing her an envelope to review her monthly expenses and see if any compromise can be made. Example, frequent Timoton run. We could suggest the client to purchase a coffee maker and buy ground Timoton beans, which will in return be less costly at the end of the month. So we can also suggest them to find an easy budget-friendly recipes, use their local flyers to find discounts, compare brand name versus generic names. So because it's sometimes the brand name that is expensive, buy discount item at grocery stores. They usually have a rack of daily discount item in any grocery store. So to compare also prices in different places before they buy so that they can match the prices. Buy in wholesale if they have the opportunity. Buy together with friends and close people so that they can share the bills. We can also suggest them to use the community resources, to use the local community resources such as food banks. An example, Green Food Box, SDG and Prescott-Russell, where people can go and buy fresh grocery. So you have the link below. Anybody can go for that Green Food Box. We also have a Canadian Tire Jumpstart, which help children from 4 to 18 to participate in some community, in some sport activities such as hockey, soccer, and swimming. You also have the link below. You can check to see if you are eligible of that. Sorry. They can also use point card. We have some grocery stores where you can have point cards. When you accumulated a certain number of points, then you can have some discount. Example of card, we have Optimum, Aeroplan, the Triangle card, Air Miles. Some credit card also offer some benefit thing with, but you have to see with your bank if they have that kind of card and see if it's suitable for your situation. Online shopping. We suggest the client to always remember to choose the option of free shipping for online purchasing to avoid additional shipping costs. Yes, you must receive your item a little bit later, but probably you will save some money. More tips and tricks with used items. You can visit the secondhand stores, garage sales, marketplace, Kijiji, etc. You might be surprised to find some very good items in secondhand stores. Example of some secondhand stores, Maison Interlude House store, that is Boutique Pastel. You also have some other stores at Agape, Salvation Army, and so on. So also review final sale at brand name store or brand item stores like Treasure Hunt here in my area. So you can also find discount item when a store is closing its door. Example, Sears, Arden, Payless, those are already closed, but some other can close their door too. Receiving gifts. Sometimes some people are lucky that a close person can give them gifts. So you have to see how you can review and prioritize how to properly use that gift. So loan, it would be better to borrow money from relatives or from close people, the people that you trust, instead of taking loan with banks, money marts, loan agent, etc. Because those have high interest. One helpful tip is make sure to clarify the term of the arrangement you have with the person. Have it in written so that both parties can respect the plan. And remember, there are a few examples that we use with our client for tips and tricks on budgeting. We often refer them to community agencies such as the Financial Education Center to do more thorough in-depth budgets. So in this page below, you have the resources link. So this is the end of my presentation. Do you have any questions?
Feel free to either open your mic or to type it in the chat. I'm there to read you.
Merci Madeleine, belle présentation à toi et Nesrine. Vraiment apprécié, c'est très informatif.
Merci Sylvie. C'est pas évident. Hein?
Merci à vous d'être ici.
Merci Nesrine d'être venue. Merci beaucoup.
Ça fait plaisir.
So thank you so much, everyone, to attend this webinar. And I'm going to close the recording in a few seconds. So I guess all I need to say is that I wish you a very nice evening. Thank you.
Thank you for everybody.
Merci.
Bye.
Bonne
Thank
soirée.
you very much.
Thank you.
Bonne soirée.
Evening.